Good afternoon, distinguished delegates. Please allow me to invite the delegation of the Nautical Institute, led by Captain John Lloyd, Chief Executive Officer. Captain Lloyd, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much indeed for the welcome, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here today. You know, our organisation, the Nautical Institute, has 7,000 members across the globe, and yet fewer than 10% of these are appointed as Fellows of the Nautical Institute. And of these, only 3 Fellows have been appointed as Goodwill Maritime Ambassadors to the IMO. And so it is a great pleasure for me to introduce George Hoyt, Fellow of the Nautical Institute, to speak about another of his ambassadorial roles in the Adopt-a-Ship programme. George.
Thank you for staying back. Appreciate it very much. Today I'll be making this presentation in my capacity as an IMO Goodwill Ambassador from the Nautical Institute, and also as Vice President of Intermanager, who have also been very active in the Adopt-a-Ship program. The program we have, we believe, is very relevant to the Technical Cooperation Committee, so we thank you for making time to stay back with us. And I'm grateful for very grateful for the honor of being able to address you today. Your work is of vital importance. The Adopt-a-Ship program is helping those countries that it currently participates in attracting more of the best and brightest young people to seafaring and other maritime professions in their countries by increasing maritime awareness. We believe it will also strengthen maritime awareness and maritime appreciation in other countries. We hope you will allow us to help you to launch Adopt-a-Ship programs in your countries. We have serious problems like pirates attacking and holding seafarers hostage for ransom. In 2017, dozens of seafarers were kidnapped and taken as prisoners for ransom. Seafarers were seriously injured and 3 were killed by pirates. In 2018, 201 incidents of piracy and armed robbery against ships. That was a 10% increase in piracy incidents compared to 2017. In 2017 and 2018, pirates retained the capability and intent to launch attacks against merchant vessels more than 100 miles from their country's coastline. We have not, and we will not, be able to solve piracy and some other serious challenges affecting the safety and the quality of life of our seafarers without more effective collaboration with the non-maritime community. There is an immediate need to raise public awareness of the importance of that maritime community, especially the seafarers, and the role they play in the quality of life of everyone on the planet. The IMO and others are working very hard to create awareness and boost our image. Some of the great programs operating to increase and boost maritime awareness have been highlighted earlier this week by members of the Technical Cooperation Committee. They are making progress. The Adopt-a-Ship is one of those new free programs, and I emphasize that it's a free program. It can operate independently, or it can be incorporated into existing programs. Connecting ships, ports, and people was the IMO's 2017 theme. In 2017, our Secretary General asked us to shine a spotlight on the existing cooperation between ports and ships to maintain and enhance safe, secure, and efficient maritime transportation system. That motivated us to challenge ourselves to develop solutions that could globally connect ships, ports, and seafarers with the non-maritime community, with the focus on elementary school boys and girls. The Adopt-a-Ship program shines a spotlight on the existing cooperation between the ports and the ships. It also brings that message in real time to thousands of children around the world. After spending more than 30 years in the maritime community, I believe the highest probability of creating and sustaining solutions and tools is to make sure they are free, flexible, well-developed, gender-neutral, effective, fun, easy to use, easy to objectively quantify their benefits and return on investment. The IMO's theme this year is Empowering Women in Maritime. Adopt a Ship plants the maritime seeds of awareness in young boys and girls equally. This creates much greater opportunities for women to participate equally for a wide range of careers as maritime professionals. The Adopt a Ship consists of a seafarer on board, usually the captain, exchanging an email with an elementary school-age children in a classroom, orphanage, or shelter via their teacher once a week. The children track the ship on a world map that is provided for free. They ask questions to the seafarers via their teachers. The program is flexible. It can run throughout the school year as it does in Cyprus, or for 5 or 10-week periods as it's doing in other countries. Some of the children are given a pre- and a post-test and survey. It can be a standalone program or incorporated into existing programs. Most of the children are 10 to 12 years old, but that can vary. There are 3 elements involved, as you can see on the screen, and that's the seafarers on board ships, teachers of elementary-age children, and someone in the middle of that to coordinate the communication between the seafarer and the teacher. Those were examples that I show, and the photograph here is of the administrator of a school in India, the coordinator, who is a training institute, and the other people are from the shipping company. They produced the map in a small area. That same map can be electrically. Adopt a Ship has been running very successfully in Cyprus since 2006. We do have a link to the presentation. It's an excellent presentation. It runs 5 minutes, where the Cyprus Shipping Chamber tells about why and how they created the Adopt a Ship version. We're very pleased that they allowed us to share that with everyone in the maritime community. Adopt a Ship has been praised by the United Nations Working Group. In my capacity as Vice President and Manager, I'm working at the United Nations Working Group for the last 2 years. In the summary of a capacity building program session that we had at IMO, United Nations headquarters in New York in January, the chair mentioned certain activities in her summary that were highlighted. And she talked about the areas that would help that working group to increase ocean literacy, which is like us trying to increase maritime awareness. And the chair highlighted the work of Intermanager with schools, which is the Adopt a Ship program, and said that it should be welcome and extended, and new activities like this should be identified and encouraged. So we're very happy to have that endorsement and praise from the United Nations. And we expanded it from the classrooms to bring it into orphanages and shelters around the world, and that's been very satisfying for us. We purchased the worldwide rights to this map, and as you can see on the bottom of it, it can be printed out and logos can be put on the bottom, which will stimulate the curiosity of the children to figure out who these people are and what they do. And it also can customize it and reward the shipping companies that participate, so their logos will be in there. As you can see, we have PTC down the bottom. Our ambassador from the Intermanager, their IMO Maritime ambassador, is Ambassador Carlos Salinas, and his organization, PTC. I think a picture's worth 1,000 words. If you look at the faces of these children, and the way they're looking at the seafarers, and not only the boys, look at the faces of these young ladies that are coming up, and you can only envision what's going through their head and the opportunities, the seeds we're planting for these young ladies to become part of the maritime community. So these are the type of things that we're able to bring to the children, and we try to focus on the underprivileged schools, the schools that will benefit mostly from this. And the seafarers have been thrilled to be part of this when they're able to go in and actually meet the children. It's an overwhelming experience for them. They were very emotional about it. And of course, so were the children when they get to meet the seafarers. And so all of this is possible, all of it's free. I know that working with the Nautical Institute, Intermanager, other IMO maritime ambassadors, and different friends around the world, that we've made great progress, taking it from 1,400 children in 2016 to more than 15,000 last year. I do hope you'll join us in 2019. And for those of you who are not living here, we wish you safe travel abroad. That's the adoptaship.org website, which, ding, 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 is the official launch of it right now.
George, just to say thank you so much indeed. Your commitment, your passion. You know, if we're going to have high-quality seafarers in the future, high-quality people working in the maritime community, it is about showing people that it's an exciting career, an interesting career, and a hugely worthwhile one. And this initiative will help us draw upon the greatest expertise that we possibly can. Thank you very much. We salute your work.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you.